I'm sure by now y'all know the magic words. If Quinn Hughes signs a contract before this video is public on YouTube, then we will retcon it with another commentary sometime down the line. I'm in Yokohama right now, so my time zones are all over the place. I'm not actually sure I'll be able to see the news as it happens. But for now, as I'm in this hotel room trying to record a video with as minimal echo as possible, we gotta talk about how Quinn Hughes has been documented to have wanting to go to the New Jersey Devils for quite some time, and what some recent reports go out there and indicate on that idea. Now, Quinn Hughes, we all know the story. He is a Minnesota Wild D-man. He is one of the most underpaid guys in the NHL when you look at the magnitude of talent he provides the Wild on a daily basis. $7.85 million a year till the end of this upcoming season for a guy who was a Norris winner, who had 90 points that season, who was the second best defenseman on the planet, and a guy who has two younger brothers playing in the New Jersey Devils organization right now. The reason we're bringing up Quinn is because of a series of tweets that were posted about and talked about. Take a look at what Rinky Report posted about Artur Staple, who made an appearance on the Tri-State Hockey podcast and who spoke about Quinn Hughes possibly feeling guilty for wanting to leave. That's nonsense, Staples said. Like, this is the era we are in, of star player empowerment. Like, there is no guilt, I would imagine, of any among them that they want to be where they want to be, which is a chance to win and being in a place that they're happy. And if Quinn Hughes has already decided that he didn't sign the contract and that he'd rather be with his brothers and he'd rather be in Jersey, which is where he initially wanted to be, I don't know that there's a lot that many can do about it. Now, firstly, let's just say this. They transcribed the quote with AI. That's why a lot of it isn't really written properly. Like, this is, we are in the era of star power, player empowerment. Like, that is not right. Something about that feels very weird when you read it out loud. But the sentiment from Staple essentially is that Quinn Hughes and this idea that he owes the Wild for making the trade for him in the first place, that he feels indebted to Bill Guerin because, man, you stepped up and you made the trade to get me. The idea that he feels obligated to sign with Minnesota just because they made the trade in the first place and they took the risk of getting him on, that ain't feeling like something that's going to fly in today's NHL. You take a look at the player empowerment era that we are in, where loyalty does not exist in the same magnitude that it once upon a time did. John Tavares shook the NHL all the way back at the end of the 2010s when he left the Islanders in free agency to go to Toronto. That started a trend where now we are seeing players who have long-term history with teams decide that they want to leave. And a big portion of those guys happen to have been American. Now, I'm not saying that there is an entire American thing going on here because Mitch Marner left Canada to play in Vegas. He's not American, of course, but he was a part of that group of superstar players to have forced their ways onto a new team. Quinn Hughes very much is another one. In fact, you talk about all these Canadian market teams losing out on their guys between Hughes and Tkachuk and Marner, Matthew Tkachuk as well. Then you talk about some of the American teams and their players. Columbus almost lost Werenski. Larkin is about to leave Detroit. This is the player empowerment era that we are in right now. And it makes the Quinn Hughes wanting to re-sign with Minnesota because he feels like he owes them idea feel a lot more off the rails. Shy Chips went out there and posted this. It's another one of these Artur Staple quotes from the podcast. Hughes initially wanted to go to Jersey and be with his brothers before he got traded over to Minnesota. Rinky went out there with another Artur Staple quote. about whether or not Quinn Hughes makes the New Jersey Devils a Stanley Cup favorite. Quinn Hughes and the Devils, I think, is a better Cup contender because I think the Devils are a better Cup contender than the Wild right now because of what they'll have to get through. Yeah, okay. These AI transcriptions are definitely flawed at times. But Staple is essentially talking about the competition in the Central, like, hey, it's harder for Minnesota to beat out Dallas and Colorado. Meanwhile, New Jersey, sure, Metro has its moments once in a while, but the Rangers kind of suck, the Penguins are volatile, the Flyers got in to the playoffs last year via a miracle from Rick Tocchet, and the Islanders could potentially rebuild. Who really knows? They could be trading Barzal and Horvat for all we know. New Jersey could be poised to having an easy run to a decent Stanley Cup playoff position, depending on the quality of their division around them. Here's another post. NHL Rumor Report posted Michael Russo's comments on the worst seats in the house show regarding the Quinn Hughes negotiations. The Wild are still convinced that Quinn is going to sign. He has given them every indication that he plans to extend. NHL Rumor Report said that reports about a Hughes extension with the Wild have been consistent since he was traded to Mini. Most expect some kind of a short-term deal. Now again, I do not know if that deal has been signed by the time this video has been public on YouTube. I'm recording it on what actually is the morning of Sunday, August 16th in Vancouver time. It's late at night here on the same day in Yokohama, so who knows if Quinn Hughes actually has signed a deal by the time this video is up. You have Nico, mustache enthusiast, who happens to be a New Jersey Devils fan, retweeting the video that Jim Rutherford famously went out there and proclaimed. He said in this clip all the way back in April of 2025 that Quinn Hughes wants to play with his brothers. He has said before that he wants to play with his brothers. That's out of our control, and it was to be in our control if we actually traded for his brothers. And that was such a crazy and stupid thing to say for the then Vancouver Canucks president of hockey operations. Like, we were all saying in Vancouver, oh, it's so great that there is a president of hockey ops now, somebody to act as a buffer between the GM and the owner. But then it turns out that president would make things worse in the optics front, and he would go out of his way to just straight up say the craziest things in the media. And he was also essentially the GM. The real GM didn't do any GMing. But Nico Mustache went out there and said, hey, Russo, do you remember this? That Quinn Hughes wanted to go out there and play with his brothers? According to the Minnesota Wild, Quinn has completely forgotten about his brother's existence. Apparently he stopped caring as soon as he got traded there. I guess. Re-signing with the Wild doesn't mean he won't eventually go play with his brothers, which we all understand and acknowledge. Why would he want to wait, though? He is in his prime. Adding Quinn to the Devils makes them a top 3 team in the league. Now, I do not know if that's actually the case here. Is it really going to be that sort of a time frame to inevitably see Quinn suit up with his brothers one more time? Who really knows? But for now, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. The idea that Quinn might actually not give a damn about owing the Minnesota Wild anything. Do you subscribe to this idea? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.